Now we have lighting the lamp. To make this morning a blessed one, let's kindle the lamp of knowledge and wisdom. Let the light of wisdom drive away the darkness of ignorance. First, Revered Amba lighted the lamp. Now, Dr. Prabhakar. Now, Dr. Ramasubbu of Manar College. Now I call upon the principal of Sri Sharada College to light the lamp. Dr. Jasmine Andrew, the head of the Department of English of Raniana Government College, will light the lamp now. Dr. Renuka, the head of the Department of Sri Sharada College, will light the lamp now. It will be followed by Arati. Prayer works wonders. Prayer song unites us in reaching God who is omniscient, omnipotent, and omnipresent. Now over to the Sri Sharada College Choir.
ஜெகமெச்சிய மதுரக் கவி அதனை புயவரையிற் புனை வீரன் ஆயில் வீரன் செப்பும் ஜெகமெச்சிய மதுரக் கவி அதனை புயவரையிற் புனை வீரன் ஆயில் வீரன் வண்ணமயில் முருகேசன் புறவள்ளி பதம் பணிநேசன் வண்ணமயில் முருகேசன் புறவள்ளி பதம் பணிநேசன் உயர் வரமே தரு கழுகாச்சலபதி கோவின் வரனான் மறவாதே சொல்வன் மாதே உயர் வரமே தரு கழுகாச்சலபதி கோவின் வரநாள் மறவாதே சொல்வன் மாதே. சந்நிதியில் சுஜ ஸ்தம்பம் விண்ணில் தாவி வருகின்ற கும்பம். சந்நிதியில் சுஜ ஸ்தம்பம் விண்ணில் தாவி வருகின்ற கும்பம். என்னும் சலராசியை வடிவார் பல கொடி நீடிய முடி நீரிலே தாங்கும் உயர்ந்தோங்கும். என்னும் சலராசியை வடிவார் பல கொடி நீடிய முடி நீரிலே தாங்கும் உயர்ந்தோங்கும். சென்னி குளநகர் வாசன் தமிழ் தேரும் அண்ணாமலைதாசன். சென்னி குளநகர் வாசன் தமிழ் தேரும் அண்ணாமலைதாசன். செப்பும் ஜெகமெச்சிய மதுரக் கவி அதனை புயவரையில் புனை வீரன் ஆயில் வீரன். செப்பும் ஜெகமெச்சிய மதுரக் கவி அதனை புயவரையில் புனை வீரன் ஆயில் வீரன். வீரன் ஆயில் வீரன், வீரன் ஆயில் வீரன்.
தமிழ்த்தாய் வாழ்த்து.
நீராடும் கடலொழுத்த நிலமடந்த கெழிலொழுகும். சீராரும் வதனமன திகழ் பரத கண்டமிதில். தெக்கணமும் அதில் சிறந்த திராவிடனல் திருநாடும். தக்க சிறு பிறைநுதலும் தனித்தனலும் திலகமுமே. அத்திலக வாசனை போல் அனைத்துலகும் இன்பமுற. எத்திசையும் புகழ் மணக்க எழுந்த பெரும் தமிழனங்கே. தமிழனங்கே உன் சீரிழமை திறமை என்று செயல் மறந்து வாழ்த்துதுமே வாழ்த்துதுமே வாழ்த்துதுமே.
I can see a unique and talented mix of faculty members, scholars and students who have assembled here from every corner of the city. Your presence makes this conference very special and I'm grateful to have each and every one of you here. Dr. Renuka, head of the Department of English of Sri Sharada College, has 30 years of teaching experience. She is an expert in Indian writing in English. She is the coordinator of IQAC in her college. She is noted for her helping nature. Now I call upon Dr. Renuka to welcome the gathering.
My humble pranams to everyone here. So, one day the magic will happen, thought myself and Dr. Alagian Naigi some years before. And the magic is indeed happening today, culminating in this joint effort by two wonderful women's colleges, Sri Sharada College for Women and Raniana Government College for Women. I thank the Almighty for creating this remarkable celebration. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is my pleasure to welcome you all to this Temple of Learning and to Sharada family. With the blessings of our Secretary Ambaji, I extend a very warm welcome to the guest of honor, Dr. S. Prabhakar, Professor, Head, Department of English, Manonmaniam Sundarar University. One of the rare gems from Manonmaniam Sundarar University. It is during his period of controllership that the university underwent a lot of revolution in the examination field. We are very blessed to serve under him as our BOS nominee from the university. A very warm and grateful welcome, sir. This historical event could not have materialized if not for all the cooperation from the principal and the faculty members of Raniana Government College for Women. I welcome the principal, Dr. Maithili, from Raniana College, Dr. Jasmine, head of Raniana College, Senior Professor Dr. Dorothy from Raniana College, and all other faculty members. I extend a hearty welcome. I extend a warm welcome to all the faculty delegates and student participants from other colleges. A warm welcome to our principal, Dr. Kamala, and vice principal, Dr. Kalavadi, and the faculty members of my department and the students. Sharada College is honored by your presence here today. I hope that today inspires ideas and discussions around the ways that can make this conference a fruitful one. Once again, I welcome one and all. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. May I now request the principal of Sri Sharada College, Dr. N. Kamala, to present our venerated chief guest with a memento as an expression of our gratitude and inexplicable bond we have with him. I request Dr. Jasmine to give a memento to Dr. Ramasubbu, head of the Department of English, Manna College. Thank you. The principal of Sri Sharada College for Girls, Dr. Kamala, belongs to the Commerce Department. She is very soft-natured and a caring personality. She always serves with a smile. She is noted for her pleasant service. Now I request Dr. N. Kamala, principal of Sri Sharada College, to deliver her presidential address.
Revered Secretary Amba, respected Director Sir, respected Chief Guest of this occasion, Dr. S. Prabhakar, Professor, Head of Department of English, Manamnam Sundara University, Tirunelveli, and Dr. Ramasubbu from Mannar Koil, Dr. Jasmine, Head of the Department, Dr. Dorothy Ma'am, Dr. Alahiya Nahi Ma'am, and all other faculty members and professors of English from Raniana College and various other colleges, students from Raniana College, and faculty and students of Sri Sharada College for Women and other various colleges from Tirunelveli and Tuticorin district. First of all, namaskaram to you all. On this glorious occasion, we are blessed to have eminent dignitaries on the dais. We are fortunate to have collaboration with Raniana Government College for Women. We feel pleasure in inviting all the faculty and students in and around Tirunelveli and Tuticorin district. This program, a 2-day international conference, transnationalism and multiculturalism, global literary reflections will add an additional feather on the cap of Sri Sharada Devi and the Department of English of Rani Anna Government College. There are various sessions of discussions and paper presentations on these 2 days. This will definitely pave a path for your further research. If your project, which are going to be submitted by the final year UG and PG students, includes the project report with ISBN number, the paper presentations with ISBN number will have an added value. I request all the students, scholars, PG students to make use of this rare opportunity available to us. We expect the same cooperation and coordination from Rani Anna Government College and from all of you for these 2 days and also in future. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Our head of the Department of English, Dr. Jasmine Andrew, is calm, quiet, and composed. She is a woman of few words, but a lady of action. She has motivated us all enough by being an example of light in the darkness. Now I request Dr. Jasmine to deliver her presidential address.
Honorable dignitaries, Principal of Sri Sarada College, Chief Guest Dr. Prabhakar, faculty members, scholars, students, it is a great honor for me to deliver this address at the conference on transnationalism and multiculturalism, global literary reflections, jointly organized by Sri Sarada College and Rani Anna Government College for English. So the 2 departments have been planning for some time, and now we see the result today. Now, transnationalism is defined as having interests across or beyond national boundaries. Transnationalism creates a great degree of connection between individuals, communities, and societies across borders, bringing about changes in social, cultural, economic, and political landscapes of societies. Now, a transnational perspective turns the attention away from the universal to the particular, away from the center to the periphery. A transnational perspective puts emphasis on transit, on mobility, travel, migration, and on exchanges that connect people and cultural processes over and through geographic and man-made boundaries. Now, transnationalism seeks to facilitate the flow of people, ideas, and goods between regions. This is very relevant today because we are living in during times of globalization. And usually people who leave their own countries and go to another country have good reasons for leaving their places of origin. But once abroad, they tend to sustain real and imaginary connections with the country they have left behind. Now, several writers have become part of a new and mobile literary transnationalism, and many of the literary works that we are studying today have become transnational commodities. And literature written in different continents like Asia, Africa, the Caribbean, Australia, they're being read by people from other continents also. So the transnationalism, idea is a contemporary phenomenon in literary studies, but Gatte in 1801 said, soon we should not be talking about national art, or we should be talking about world art and literature. And Gatte's conception of literature as a transnational enterprise remained dormant for some time until the end of colonization and the rise of post-colonial nations and the accelerating forces of globalization. These forces converged to reassert the transnational nature of literary works. And themes and ideas like displacement, migration, diaspora, cultural identity, assimilation have now become important in literature. Now the other term, multiculturalism, it is the coexistence of different cultures in a society. And many societies all over the world have become multicultural, and India is a multicultural society. If we take the northeastern part of India, there are about 200 tribes there. Even in our place also, we find multicultural society. Now, multiculturalism deals with several dimensions. Identity is one important question, a sense of belonging, a sense of locality, and a sense of history. Now, multiculturalism is a source of cultural development. It is also a source of social conflict. Now, there are so many writers who write on multicultural themes, the diasporic writers, for example, and there are different kinds of multicultural societies. Let me stop here. I must thank the principals of Sri Sarada College, the principal of Rani Anna College, Government College, for allowing us to have this international conference. And I thank the organizing committee, the organizing secretaries also for their efforts, and I thank the students. I hope we'll have a good time and a useful time these 2 days at this conference. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. I'm profoundly delighted to introduce the chief guest, Dr. Prabhakar, who is a professor and head of the Department of English, Manonmaniam Sundaranar University, Tirunelveli. He has a blend of academic excellence and administrative acumen. His academic career includes teaching, research, and a wide range of administrative responsibilities. He has 32 years of teaching experience. He also holds the position of Dean, Faculty of Indian and Other Languages in Manonmaniam Sundaranar University. He has guided 16 PhD scholars and 32 MPhil students, published 27 articles in reputed journals, and presented 89 papers in international and national seminars. He has also co-authored 3 books. Above all, he is an empathetic teacher who believes in academic empowerment and intellectual liberation. Now I request this great personality, Dr. Prabhakar, to deliver his inaugural address.
Good morning, one and all. The most respected principal of the college, the head of the department of Sarada College, and the head Department of English, Rani Anna Government Arts and Science College for Women, learned colleagues, Dr. Ramasubbu from Mannar Thirumalai Nayakar College, Madurai, colleagues from Sarada College and Rani Anna College, research scholars, and my dear student friends. A very good morning to one and all. So the moment I entered into this Sarada College, and this is my first visit to this campus, I was really astonished to see a clean, green campus. Congratulations to the administration, number one. Number two, when I entered into the principal's chamber, I was reminded of my school days. They treat this institution as a temple. And even in the welcome address, your head of the department said, this is a temple of learning. And I also felt the same when I entered into the principal's room and of course into this auditorium by removing my footwear. And perhaps this is the only occasion where I am speaking without my shoes. And I couldn't step into my shoes, in this inaugural address. I was reminded of my school days again. I studied in a school called Saiva Pragasa Vidya Salai. Right? Saiva Pragasa Vidya Salai, which means it has Saivam, it has Pragasham, and it has Vidya and Sala, right? And education, and this is an institution for education. The moment that we enter into the gate, we need to remove our footwears. And we cannot go to the class wearing footwear. And every day that we need to recite prayers in the morning, and of course, while having lunch together, we need to recite prayers and then eat. So this is not something new to me, say by following this kind of tradition. And tradition is very, very important. And only from the tradition that we can think in terms of transnationalism. That ulagam yavayum tamula akkalum nilavaruthalum neekalum neengalam. So this is the prayer that we always have. Ulagam yavayum tam ula akkalum nilavaruthalum neekalum neengala alagila vilayatudayar avarthalaivar annavarke saranangale. So the world is always one, and all the intellectuals, the wise people, they always consider the world is one. And we have a great tradition, right, in Tamil, and say in Purananuru that we have Kaniyan Pumbudranar, who has said, Yadum Ure Yavarum Kelir. Each town is mine, and all are my kinsmen. So this is the tagline, right? Say in your language that I can say, this is the tagline of this two-day international conference on transnationalism and multiculturalism. Yadum Ure Yavarum Kelir. Every town is mine, and all are my kinsmen. Right? All are my kinsmen. And this transnationalism and multiculturalism, it inculcates a sense of cosmopolitan, a sense of a cosmopolitan spirit in everyone, right? Everyone. We need to create a brave new world. Pudiyador ulagam seivom. We need to create a brave new world where we need to be the citizen of the world. So we insist this conference, this two-day conference on transnationalism and multiculturalism, it insists on the themes of universalism, cosmopolitanism, universal brotherhood, universal humanism, and of course, we will rather discuss this transnationalism and multiculturalism as the literary narrative in the preceding sessions. With these few words, I am really delighted to inaugurate the two-day international conference on transnationalism and multiculturalism, a global literary reflections. I wish the conference all the success, and I place on record my sincere congratulations to the Department of English, Sri Sarada College for Women, and also the Department of English, Rani Anna Arts and Science College for Women. Good luck. Thank you. The conference is declared open. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Gratitude is a sign of noble souls. We wish to spell out words of thanks to one and all for your presence. Dynamic, dedicated, hardworking, highly talented, so many adjectives. Referring to whom? It's none other than Dr. Alagya Nayagi, Assistant Professor of English, Rani Anna Government College for Women. Just look at her face. She's always bubbling with enthusiasm. Whatever work you give her, she will put her heart and soul into it and accomplish it in a wonderful manner. Her passionate dedication is praiseworthy. She is capable, confident, and fluent. Now I call upon Dr. Alagya Nayagi to propose a word of thanks.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you is such a prayer that cannot be seen or touched. It must be felt by the heart. Good morning to the eminent dignitaries on the dais and the learned conglomerate of professors and students. Thank you for honoring me with the opportunity to propose the vote of thanks. I, on behalf of the organizing committee, convey our profound regards and heartfelt thanks to our Honorable Chief Guest, Professor Prabhaharan, Head Department of English, Manonmaniam Sundarnar University, Tirunelveli, for having kindly consented to inaugurate the two-day international conference on transnationalism and multiculturalism, global literary reflections, and for his introductory address on narrating literary transnationalism, that is to mark the first session of the conference. Actually, I should be honest. It was on a discussion with Sir that we arrived at the title. Thank you, Sir, for your valuable suggestions, and it is indeed a true privilege to listen to your lectures. Thank you, sir. And we are honored to have Dr. Ramasubbu, Head Department of English, Mannar Thirumalai Nayakar College, Madurai, to be amidst us. Thank you for gracing this occasion, sir. Our sincere gratitude to the management, Reverend Ambaji, and the Director, Professor Major Chandrasekharan, sir, of Sri Sharada College for Women, for giving us administrative approval and infrastructural support required for organizing the conference. Our very special thanks to our effervescent and dear principal, Dr. C.V. Maithili of Raniana Government College for Women, and the dynamic principal of Sri Sharada College for Women, Dr. N. Kamala, for their consistent support and encouragement towards the conduct of the conference. Our genuine thanks to our humble and humane Dr. Jasmine Andrew Ma'am, Head Department of English, Raniana Government College for Women, and our able and efficient Dr. N. Renuva, Head Department of English, Sri Sharada College for Women, for their gracious guidance. The seed for this conference was sown in one of our simple discussions with Dr. Renuga, and we are glad that the idea has fruitioned into this momentous occasion. Thank you, ma'am. We proffer our wholehearted thanks to the learned professors, erudite scholars, and enthusiastic students of academia who have joined us today. We thank all the honorable delegates and invited speakers who have blessed us with their presence. We thank all the participants who have joined us across the state over the online mode. An event of this magnitude cannot happen overnight. The wheels started rolling months in advance. We have been fortunate enough to be backed by a team of very motivated and dedicated staff committee and student volunteers. I cannot thank everyone enough for the involvement they have shown and the willingness they have expressed to take on the completion of tasks beyond their comfort zones. Thank you once again. My humble and deep thanks to the staff and students of Raniana Government College for Women and Sri Sharada College for Women for their selfless contribution. Thank you. Our special thanks to the organizing secretary, Srimati Annalakshmi, Assistant Professor of English, Sri Sharada College for Women, for her tireless efforts. Thank you, ma'am. We are thankful to our non-teaching staff members for their support. If time is money, then today you have spent millions for us. Thanks to all of you for making this event a momentous one. Have a wonderful time and enjoy the conference. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Now we have photo session.
Check 1, 2, 3. Check 1, 2, 3.
Good morning, everyone. Today I am very happy to introduce the chief guest of the conference, Dr. S. Prabhakar, Professor of English, Manoanmaniam Sundarnath University, and he has been a vibrant personality, and he needs no mention because everybody knows him, and he is known for his scholarship and humanism, and he is very approachable, very friendly, and everybody knows him in and around the area, and he has published 8 books, and he has published 17 papers, 4 national and 13 international papers. And guiding the scholar is a very challenging task nowadays. But it is very surprising to note that Dr. Prabhakar has produced 32 MPhil scholars. 32 MPhil scholars is not a easy job. Handling the scholars and making them proofreading and doing all the research work is a very hard work, but he has achieved it, and that's a great honor for him. And moreover, he has produced 30 PhD scholars, another great landmark in his career. And he has organized 3 conferences in the university, and he is academically connected with various universities as a member of Board of Studies, and moreover, he has been in consultancy service in soft skill development in NC Village, and he is an editor of MS University newsletter, and he has been an editor of the editorial board. He has been a member in the editorial board, Literary Quest, and online journal. And he has done a wonderful job. He has been a very efficient, very powerful speaker, and his motivational speech has been very useful for the students, and he has taken various positions in the MS University also, like director, controller of examination, and he has been a director of postgraduate extension center, Nagarkoil, and he has been a principal in charge in Manoanmaniam Sundarnath College, Panakudi, and he has been a professor and head of the Department of English in Manoanmaniam Sundarnath University. He has been a member, Senate MS University. He has been a chairman of Board of Studies in Manoanmaniam Sundarnath University, and he has been a member of SCA. And now he has been an academic scholar since 1998. And apart from this, he is a very good teacher and a man of integrity and moral values. And he is a motivational speaker, and he stands as an example to prove that hard work and perseverance will really reward you. It will take you to great levels, and he is an example. He is a role model for all his students. They are the stepping stones. He believes in hard work, and that is the stepping stone for all his success. And I hope that his speech will enlighten you and enrich your horizon of knowledge further. Now I request Dr. Prabhakar to deliver the keynote address. Thank you.
Say good morning once again. Thank you, Dr. Vijila, for the elaborate, lengthy introduction about me. What else a friend can speak about another friend? She was my classmate, and we are very good friends. And we have almost 3 decades of association, and therefore she is quite lavish in praising me, but I don't know whether I deserve all those words. Thank you, Dr. Vijila. And once again, I thank the organizers, the organizing secretaries, Dr. Renuka and Dr. Alaginaigi, for giving me an opportunity to meet the students and share my views. Thank you once again. Dear scholars and student friends, this topic at this venue is perhaps something marvelous, as Dr. Renuka has put it, magical too. Because translationalism and multiculturalism, they are the order of the day, and we need to uphold the spirit of being national and also being international. By being national, we locate, maintain our identity. And by being international, we extend our identity. It is maintenance of identity and extension of an identity. To extend our identity, we need to transcend the borders. The borders, it could be economical borders, the regional borders, the geographical borders, cultural borders, psychological borders, and also traditional borders. And at the large extent, we need to transcend the political borders, because borders are not natural but man-made. The borders are man-made. Nature has created borders only with mountains and oceans. But man has made borders, linguistic borders, cultural borders, economic borders, and above all, political borders. So, when my teacher, Dr. Chellappan, wherever he speaks and whatever he speaks, he insists on one good idea, that he always says, university without walls. University without borders. But university has no border, because it is not restricted to a linguistic identity. It is not restricted to a political identity, a religious identity, a cultural identity, or a traditional identity. So first of all, the objective of the conference is to understand the borders and transcend the borders wherever, whenever it is possible. If we transcend the borders, we become universal. We become transnational. And of course, we are only the citizens of the world. Just a citizen of the world, not a citizen belonging to a particular province or a region. At the same time, this is not a denial of nativity. We are not denying the native identity. The native identity we maintain. But we maintain the native identity, at the same time we embrace international identity of being a human. And this is the scope and objective of the conference and all the deliveries, all the lectures of this 2 days conference. Okay, so I might sound very philosophical, or I might sound even spiritual and transcendental, and many of you might think it is not his cup of tea. It is not his cup of tea, that I can never many people have listened to me, listen to me or listen to my lectures on politics, cultural politics. In fact, while I insist on transcending the borders, we need to understand the borders first. What does the border create? What does the borders, what do the borders make? Well, when I was a small boy, I grew up by listening to Sri Lankan radio. In the morning, it was Pongum Pumbuna. At 12 o'clock, we have news. And in the evening, we have songs. And in Asia, Sri Lanka was the first nation to have radio station. The first radio station was installed in Sri Lanka. At that time it was not Sri Lanka, it was Ceylon. It was Ceylon. And the radio was in 1925. The radio station was set up in 1925, the first ever radio station in Asia. And we, the people belonging to Tirunelveli district, the erstwhile Tirunelveli district, we the people who are living near the shore, the Bay of Bengal, but in our place, especially those who hail from Sathangulam, Kisayangulai, Udanpudi, Tiruchendur, they know pretty well most of our relatives. And most of the people from that region, they are doing business in Ceylon, Colombo. Even your DVD Tenga Yennai was called DVD Colombo Tenga Yennai. And my native place is called Chinna Colombo, Udanpudi, Chinna Colombo. And we have only, we have coconuts, we grow coconuts which are from, the saplings are from Sri Lanka, the present day Sri Lanka. I very well remember a day, a school tour was organized at Udanpudi. A school tour was organized to Sri Lanka before 1983. So in 1982, the teachers and the opulent students, they went on a study tour to Colombo because there is a ferry between Dhanushkodi, Rameshwaram and Talaimannar. I remember, I remember, if my memory doesn't fail, it was only 800 rupees to and fro. The ferry service was 800 rupees. And we never considered Sri Lanka another nation. And many people from in my native village, they have gone to Sri Lanka for some jobs, or they are doing some business. They know Colombo, they know Talaimannar, they know Matakalapu, but they might not have visited even Thoothukudi and Tirunelveli. People who do not know Tirunelveli and Thoothukudi are commuting between Kulasaripattanam, Talaimannar, Rameshwaram to Talaimannar, Matakalapu and Colombo. Everything at our home was Colombo. It was Colombo Tenga Yennai, it was Rani soap, and the lungi that we wear was also from Colombo, and the music that we heard is also from Colombo. It was A.M. Raja, it was Abdul Samad, and it was like these are the voices that we have heard when we were young children. I never knew that Colombo was another nation. And my tata was there, and there was even a very popular secret at our home. We had another party at Sri Lanka. And one of my party was a Sinhalese, and we used to call it Sinhala party. So we never ever thought that Sri Lanka was a different nation, or it is a nation, a separate nation, different from India. And again, in 1982 that we bought a television at our home. And the television was only that it was bought at our home because Rupavahini started its telecast in 1982. Since Rupavahini started its telecast, we used to watch Tamil programs in Sri Lanka, Rupa Vahini. Every day at night there was a Tamil film. It was so wonderful. And once I was asked by one of my friends, then why did Kachati was given to Sri Lanka? Don't you find fault with that? I said, we never treated Sri Lanka another nation. It was an auxiliary nation. It was, now they would rather, if I say that will become a political statement. It was an auxiliary nation, it was a satellite nation, it was only India, Akhand Bharat, or the Mahabharat, it included Sri Lanka, Burma, Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia and other places. Therefore, hoping that Sri Lanka would be very amicable with us, the government might have taken a decision to hand over Kachiti to our neighboring nation, erstwhile, our own land, Then what made, I said, borders. So, say my name and my names of my family, that all resemble Sri Lanka. My eldest brother name is Vizravas. He is no more. Father of Ravana, Lankeshwara. So this was the thing. We had an emotional attachment. We had a business attachment. We had relatives. And say in Thoothukudi, recently they celebrated this Mada Kovil Thiruvila, Periya Mada Kovil Thiruvila. Relatives from Sri Lanka they come. And say last week it was there at Kachati, Andoniya Kovil, a festival. Both the nations, that the people from Sri Lanka and the people from India, they worship Andoniya at St. Anthony at Kachati, surrounded by naval force, army, and your defense. Think St. Anthony is worshipped by the people of Sri Lanka and the devotees. The devotees from Sri Lanka and India, guarded by Indian Navy and Sri Lankan Navy. How does it look? The television, Guwahati. The radio, Ilangai Vanuli Nilayam. The first ever toilet soap that I used, not Lux, but Rani soap. Neelam, the blue from Sri Lanka. The polyester lungi from Sri Lanka. And in our place, every household, every home has a one fellow whose nickname is Kallatoni. Kallatoni, a man who has visited Sri Lanka without official records. And the passport, currency, everything was Indian. And he studied Ananda Kumara Swami. Ananda Kumara Swami is the dance of Shiva and other things. So this was a borderless. Once Sri Lanka had no borders. We had no borders between Sri Lanka and India. At our place, Kulasekaran Pattanam, it is an indigenous port city. At Kulasekaran Pattanam, from there we have ferry service between Sri Lanka and nowadays India. And what do they transport? They transport onion. And they were, say, my tata was doing business with, say, the leather. But they buy the article, and the tanner and the business company. And it was a very popular business here at Melapalayam, Kayapattanam, Tiruchendur, Udangudi, and other places. And most of the jewelry shops were owned by people from Komadikotai, Hussain Vilai, Satani. What makes the borders? In the year 1983, it was called a Black Friday, June 3rd. There was a riot, there was a clash between the Sinhalese and the Tamils. Because Tamil was removed from the status of being the official language of Sri Lanka. The Sinhalese majority, the Sinhalese majority government removed Tamil as an official language, and there was a conflict, and it became a civil war. And in 1983, the Jaffna library was burned. All the treasure, the cultural, traditional treasure of Sri Lankan Tamils, say, located in Jaffna library, they were banned. And the rest is history. Now I cannot say I grew up listening to Ilangai Vanoli Nilayam and seeing Rupavahini. I become anti. This is what border makes. The border is made political. It is a political border. Therefore now we rather treat Sri Lanka as a different nation because their politics is different. What is the politics? What is the politics of Sri Lanka? Politics means majority. The majoritarian politics makes the national politics. Any national politics is the politics of the majority. And the majority in Sri Lanka is Sinhalese, and it is the Sinhalese politics in Sri Lanka and what we call the Sinhalese nationalism. And therefore, the borders are created. And in one of his poems, Cheran says, நீரற்றது நிலம், பேரற்றது உறவு. Let's say our land, our ocean has lost its water. And we have our relations. We have lost the names, how to call. But I have, let's say, the uncle you are referring to, the uncle you are calling is not your uncle. நம்ம மாமான்னு சொல்லிட்டு பக்கத்தில் நெய்பர் தான் நம்ம மாமான்னு சொல்லுவோம். It is not my maternal uncle. Right? It is not Sitappa, it is not Sitti, it is not Atta, it is not Mama, and everybody is uncle. பேரற்றது உறவு. In Paris, in Canada, and in US, and of course in India, பேரற்றது உறவு. They need to get into their camp before 5:30 in the evening. The refugees. They are not given even a ration card. There was a case in the Madurai High Court, Madras High Court, Madurai bench, and Honorable Justice Swaminathan has given a historical verdict. Some 63 Sri Lankan refugees, they filed a case asking for the official status, official citizenship in India. They claim that we are living here for the last, we do not know where Sri Lanka is. I was born in India. I was born in Rameshwaram. I was born in Kottapattu. I was born in Trichy. I was born in the camps, the refugee camp. But I am not given any status as Indian. I am still treated as a Sri Lankan. I do not know where is Sri Lanka. And there was a case, some 63 persons filed case in the Madurai High Court, and the verdict, they married Indian. They also got married. They married Indian, but yet the wife was not given the citizenship, husband was not given citizenship, and there was a lot of ruckus. And the judge said, the government of India has to take its initiative to give the citizenship to the Sri Lankan refugees who are living in the refugee camp. Now you understand what is a nation. What is nation? Man-made. It is not ideological. It is not always ideological. It is not something emotional. It is not something. It is not something spiritual. It is not always Valkudume. Even among Takkanam and Attilagam, we have people who are deprived of their official status as people of this land. How are we going to understand these experiences? If we read Cheran, if we read the Tamil poems written by these migrant writers, these asylum seekers, they are asylum seekers, refugees, asylum seekers, they lost their land. And Cheran says, Kadatri Eppodu. We have lost everything. Kakkayum illai, kuruviyum illai, Kadatri Eppodu. So this is the status of an state nation. The state nation is politically constructed. It is not a geographical unity. Geographical unity, that if you go to Sri Lanka, that you can find that Nagarjunakoil, Sri Lanka and Kerala resemble the same. So it is not a geographical unity. It doesn't speak of linguistic unity. Linguistic unity, he speaks Tamil, I speak Tamil, and we all speak Tamil, but it is not the linguistic unity. Cultural unity, and it is rather the same, like the Murugan worship is there at Sri Lanka and also at Kadirgamam. Right? Kadirgamam is one of the most famous Murugan temples in the world. Sivalayam. So we have cultural unity, we have religious unity, we have linguistic unity, we have geographical unity. Then what makes these two nations separate? Not the ocean, not the mountain, but the politics. So, my first point is that nations are politically constructed. Not always insist on geographical, linguistic, cultural unity. Second, how to overcome this? Because we have never, I am just narrating this to you, right? And only people of my age can understand what I speak about Sri Lanka and India. Malvi Fonseca, yes. So only the people of my age can understand. Day before yesterday, I was teaching the Town by Sea by Amitav Ghosh. And I asked the students, I picked the students who hail from the sea hamlet in Kanyakumari district, which was hit badly by the tsunami. I picked two students. I just asked him, come on, what do you know about the tsunami of 2004? And what did you hear about the tsunami of 2004? A boy stood up and said, sir, I was just 2 years old. I did not know anything about that. And I asked him, what did your parents tell you about tsunami? What did you hear about tsunami? And another boy stood up and said, sir, my friends told me, my friends who are of your age told me, fish was there on the road. Okay? Fish was there on the road. The reflections of tsunami. It was his reflection. It was his perspective. Fish was there on the road. I asked him to sit down. Then I taught the lesson. And now later I asked him, now you tell me, what do you know about tsunami? He said, next day I will go, ask my parents, ask my neighbors, and come and tell you that I never thought that this was that tragic. They lost homes. They lost their lives. They lost everything. But it is not that they relived by us. The present generation might not even know that there was a tsunami in Tamil Nadu which claimed the lives of millions and millions of people across the globe. So the same thing that happens to Sri Lanka and India. As a literary translationism, as a literary narrative, as a literary discourse, always refuses to agree with the political nationalism. For example, I made you understand what is happening between India and Sri Lanka. For example, as a case study that I would like to take, I would take only a few minutes and conclude. As a case study, one of my favorite authors is Amitav Ghosh. That Amitav Ghosh has written a novel called Shadow Lines, and for which he was given the Sahitya Academy Award. The first or the only English author who has been conferred with the highest award of for Indian literature, Jnanapith Award. Amitav Ghosh is the only Indian English writer to receive this award, Jnanapith Award. And in Shadow Lines, he speaks about the politics between Dhaka and Calcutta, between Bangladesh and India. Hope you might have seen India map, and you just look at Bangladesh map. Where is Bangladesh? What are the boundaries of Bangladesh? In the north, India. You'll have to cross Bangladesh. And the protagonist, was born in Dhaka, and after the creation of, after the partition of Pakistan, East Pakistan, West Pakistan, East Pakistan and India. After the partition, the protagonist Dhamma returned back to Calcutta, and her uncle was staying in Dhaka. And after this partition, they wanted to get back the uncle from Dhaka to
Bengal. This is the experience. Just a short, simple summary of the novel. They want to get back the uncle from Dhaka to Calcutta. On their journey, Tribbitt has lost his life. But just imagine, could you ever visit the place you were born? This is Sunak. Amitav Ghosh, Salman Rushdie, even I.K. Gujral. What was Pakistan? What was India before independence? But before independence, we were a unified, we did not call it a nation state, it was a unified region. And the politics alone divided, the politics alone created borders. And what creates borders? Power creates borders. In order to maintain the power, man creates borders. And the border was created, we called partition. Shame on it. That was partition. And we are talking about partition novels without ever understanding what did this partition mean to us. Trying to Pakistan. Amitav Ghosh, The Shadow Lies. And Dhamma asked once, while traveling to Bangladesh, he asked once, show me the line. Where is the border? Show me the line. Where is the border? And this is something like Thuthukudi Mavattam Ungalai Varavekkiradu. The moment you cross Ketis Nagar, you will find a board, Thuthukudi Mavattam Ungalai Inive Varavekkiradu. Thuthukudi Mavattam Mudivadaigirathu, Thangal Vargaikku Nandri. Then we enter into Virudhunagar Mavattam. Similarly, the people living in Punjab, they have their paddy fields in Pakistan. They go and come. And what will be the life? And I have visited the borders many times. In the sense, the borders between Tamil Nadu and Kerala. Tamil Nadu and Kerala. And say, I have written a poem too. ஒரே நொடியில் நான் அயலான் ஆனேன். See, on the other side it is Kerala, this side it is Tamil Nadu, that side Tamil Nadu, this side Kerala. Wherever, very easy to find the borders of Kerala is very simple. With my experience, I tell you, if you find lottery tickets in a shop, it is Kerala. And see, when you are traveling, right, if you are traveling beyond Kaliyakavalai, if you are traveling beyond Chengote, that you can find in the roadside, the shops are selling lottery tickets. And if you identify lottery tickets, then you can very well recognize that it is Kerala. And if there is no lottery ticket, it is only, if you identify a green color board, then it is Tamil Nadu, Tasman. Okay? And the lottery tickets. So these are the markers of the nation, the borders. But these create borders. What creates borders? Selling lottery ticket creates borders. And during this Corona period, there was a Wagah border at Aralvaimudi. You might have crossed Aralvaimudi. They have created a Wagah border that was a Corona border. And I had to travel from Nagarkoil to Tirunelveli to do some urgent official government duty, perform some government duty. So I got the letter from the collector, the district collector, to travel between Tirunelveli and Nagarkoil. So I travelled. One day that I wanted to stay here at Tirunelveli. My wife was very sick, that she told me, every night you must come back because I want to see you alive. Right? I want to see you alive. Right? I am a Corona conqueror. I have conquered Corona. I have conquered borders too. And my wife told me that you must come home every day. And one day, I thought there was another urgent business on the next day, so I thought I could stay here at Tirunelveli, at my home. So I stayed at Tirunelveli in my home, here myself, my rented home. Right, I stayed there, and the next morning my neighbor came and asked me, "Sir, did you come yesterday?" I said, "Yes, I came yesterday." "Did you stay here?" "Yes, I stayed here." Then he asked me a question which I never expected. "Sir, aren't you from Kanyakumari district? Aren't you from Kanyakumari district? How could you stay in Tirunelveli district?" He asked me a question. How could you stay in Tirunelveli district? Sir, does the administration, the district administration know that you are staying, a stranger from Kanyakumari district, staying here at Tirunelveli district? Because government passed orders. If you that you are permitted only to move within the district. So Corona too creates borders. It is not always political, it is not always politics, it is the Corona too creates borders. And borders are created only to exploit. Borders are created to exercise power. So wherever you come across borders, you can understand there is a power politics. There is a power politics. And being the students of literature, we need to transcend these borders. But it is not what we call the romantic nationalism that we are talking about. It is not the juvenile nationalism that we are talking about. We are talking about the universalism. We are talking about universal brotherhood. We are talking about, like, I don't speak in support of Sri Lanka or in Bangladesh or Pakistan or any other nation. Like, could you ever imagine Nepal as a different country? Could you ever imagine Bhutan as a different nation? But politically, we are two different entities. We cannot exercise our power in their region. They cannot exercise their power in our region. So, we need not be too romantic about our nation state. We need to be universal. We need to be universal, and we need to be a human being first to understand this transnationalism. Transnationalism always emphasizes on cosmopolitanism. As I said, Yadu Mure, Yavadum Keve. So it always emphasizes, say, this universal brotherhood or universal humanism. And coming to the second part of the title, multiculturalism. Right? Multiculturalism, culture is always multi. Right? It is always manifold. It is always varied and many-sided. And the culture of Tirunelveli is different from the culture of Thoothukudi. The culture of Tirunelveli is different from the culture of Kanyakumari district. And I always take this as an example. Marrying sister's daughter is approved here in Tamil society. Marrying sister's daughter or son is approved here in Tirunelveli, Tamil Nadu culture. And if you move little beyond Tamil Nadu or even at Kanyakumari, that in Kerala it is a taboo, it's a crime, it's a sin. They cannot imagine. They would say, how could you marry your sister's daughter? Isn't she your daughter? Isn't he your son? So there is a cultural difference between two states. There is a cultural difference between two districts. And we are always living in a multicultural society without ever knowing that we are living in a multicultural society. We always speak, that we also speak many languages without our knowing that we speak many languages. Our language is not one. Our culture is not one. It is monism. When we are introducing monism into our culture, into our society, we are creating borders. So we need to break the borders and we need to live without any political walls that endangers our well-being. That multiculturalism is the order of the day. And Amitav Ghosh says it is a mode of being. What is multiculturalism? It is a mode of being. And we need to have a positive dialogue with other. Other in the sense, people with differences. We need to have a positive dialogue always with other, and we need to accept other language, other culture, other civilization, other politics. So these two words, I am happy that I am a part of this conference. So transnationalism and multiculturalism are the orders of the day. All the writers belonging to the post-colonial nations, intellectuals, they support transnationalism and multiculturalism. Thank you very much.
A very good morning to one and all gathered here. I thank the organizers of both the institutions for having arranged or having begun this great event with a great personality like Dr. Prabhakaran sir, who will always, as I have attended his meetings, have felt that his talk will always suit the topic and make us feel that he is the right person to start with. And I take the privilege to thank you for the opportunity given to thank Dr. Prabhakaran, Professor and Head of the Department, Mananmani Sundarnath University. Sir, as always, your talk was very lively and thought-provoking with a tinge of politics hidden within. Thank you, sir, for making high-sounding terms like culture, nation, border, transnationalism, multiculturalism made so simple and understandable with realistic life examples by relating the terms to our everyday practices with excellent illustrations from your own life and literature. The narration of Ceylon and Bangladesh was so excellent and emotionally touching when we could hear a person narrating his own feel of what transnationalism or borders really mean. I thank you, sir, for having given us a very thought-provoking and an easily understandable lecture so that our students also will understand terms like these made so simple and understandable. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
If you have questions, you can. If you have questions, kindly raise your hand and you can ask questions.
Good morning, sir. Sir, you talked about borders, nationalism, transnationalism, and multiculturalism. And you also referred that it is the order of the day. So what I feel is, here we understand the difference between boundary, border, and borders are man-made. So in a way it propagates or it breaks individual or the local culture. So I am worried about the local culture because today the local or it has become global. Everything is available in our hands. But we are losing our nativity, our tradition, and we are losing our hold and we are unable to, we have forgot to protect our own normal ways. So what is your solution or what will be your answer, sir? Even though transnationalism and multiculturalism, it promotes universalization or globalization, but we are losing hold. We are losing the local values. So that is my feel or I worry about that, sir.
I think this is not their only question, and everybody has this doubt in your mind, and she only voiced it. That's all. What will happen to our native culture? Right? So this is a very, very pertinent question. What will happen to us? What will happen to our native traditions? Friends, the word communication, right? The word communication means bringing oneness. Right? Communication means bringing oneness between the speaker and the receiver. And what did I communicate? Or did I communicate? Yes, because there emerged a oneness between me and you. And therefore we call it communication. And similarly, a culture is also communicated. And if there are two cultures, if there are two persons, there will be two cultures. If there are three persons, there will be three traditions. If there are 150 crore people, there will be 150 crore civilization traditions. And the moment we start communicating, we achieve oneness. And the language that we speak now, here, is not yours. Couldn't you express your sentiments in foreign language? Yes, we could. Couldn't and say the dress that I wear is foreign. Did I ever lose my native identity just because of wearing a pant and shirt? And globalization is again think globally, act locally. And it is rather always an amalgamation. I would say no culture is enjoying full autonomy. That no culture is autonomous. A culture is shared. When the culture is shared, it gives and also receives. And thereby, the culture becomes one. We share our culture, we receive their culture. This happens. This happens quite naturally, as if you are inhaling and exhaling. And you are taking someone's culture, you are giving your culture to someone. We take, I studied in a Cyber Pradas Vidyasalai. I also studied in Cyber Pradas Vidyasalai, and if I go to my school or if I attend classes without ever having vibhuti at my forehead, Hindu students are punished. And therefore, I might have narrated this in many times in my classrooms. That Hindu students, what we do, we just go near the blackboard, and in the blackboard they think of the dust of the chalk piece. Immediately that we apply this vibhuti and we sit there. And our teachers and everybody will be happy to see our forehead embedded or holy. The moment that I go to a Christian school, I was made a Bible class leader. So nothing changes. Nothing is rather toppled. There is a change in my perception. But now I could adopt myself to both the traditions. I could adopt to any tradition for that matter if I have the will and if I have the mind to say that yours is fine, mine is also fine. And if you are very, very restricted to your own culture, your own language, I don't think that we can ever live on this planet. Because very simple reason that you don't have one. No culture is unique, no culture is autonomous, and every culture tends to amalgamate with other culture. Every society unifies, every society is an extension of the past, present, and of course your neighborhood. We think in terms of other, and therefore nothing will happen to our native culture. That your native culture will be very, very safe. That nothing will harm it unless you intend to harm it by your own self. But understand the fact that there will be changes. And there will be changes. Right? So this is a theory of chaos. Even a fluttering of a butterfly changes the cosmic. ஒரு பட்டாம்பூச்சியின் படபடப்பில் கூட இந்த உலகம் தன்னை மாற்றிக்கொள்கிறது. அதுபோல தான் இன்னைக்கு இந்த லெக்சரில் உங்களுடைய மனதில் ஒரு மாற்றம் ஏற்பட்டிருக்கும். அது கண்டிப்பாக ஒரு மாற்றம் ஏற்பட்டிருக்கும். ஒத்துக்கொள்வதும் ஒத்துக்கொள்ளாததும் நம்மளுடைய நிலைமை. அதே மாதிரி தான் நான் ஒரு கலாச்சாரத்தை கவனிக்கும் பொழுதோ, நோக்கும் பொழுதோ, இல்லை கூர்ந்து உன்னிப்பாக கவனிக்கும் போதோ என்னை அறியாமலேயே எனக்கும் ஒரு மாற்றம் ஏற்படும். நான் தேங்க்யூ. Hope I have answered your question.
We can conclude the session. Thank you, sir. I request the outside participants and professors to kindly move for your lunch. Our paper presentation sessions, which have been scheduled for the afternoon, will be in the Sharada Hall. The list and the room number is displayed. Sharada Block Seminar Hall for outside participants. For outside participants. Right? Am I clear or have I confused you all of you? Now we can disperse for lunch. Afternoon is paper presentation session, and actually the sessions are organized at Sharada Block in the seminar hall for outside participants, which is near the ATM, the opposite block. Our volunteers will guide you towards that. So I request the outside participants and professors to go ahead for their lunch. 1:30 is your reporting time for the paper presentation session. The participants, you can make use of, the seminar hall to sit and listen to the presentations that are being done. Thank you.